Today, we're talking about knife sharpening. It's a little boring. It's kind of like having to fill up your car with gas, but very necessary. Sharpening knives. Because why? Right here. Right here. Dull people are boring. Dull knives, dangerous. Steps 1, 2, 3. Step 1, doesn't move. Step 2 and 3 do. You can change the thickness based on which knife you're using. Again, step 1 does not change. Got a towel underneath here because, let's face it, we're grinding metal. So there will be metal shavings. And then also, to test if our knives are sharp enough, got a little cutting board, a piece of fruit, you can use whatever just to test it, and then a wet paper towel so that I can wipe off the metal from each knife when I'm done. Oh, and most importantly, you can wear safety goggles, or it's a perfect excuse to wear these fake nerd glasses, which my sisters rip on me for, but I like them. They're a little weird. Okay, let's get started. First, let's make sure that we've got enough clearance here. Make sure you have enough clearance. Which clearance, Clarence? We'll start with the paring knife. It's little, see? We're gonna keep it on the thin one. That's the bottom one. We're gonna turn it on. It gets a little loud, okay? And what you're gonna wanna do is step 1, you wanna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you wanna maintain the same amount of time and the same angle in which your knife is going in. Otherwise, it's gonna be all jacked up. Hold on to your knife. Pay attention to what you're doing. So you see, we didn't like go, we made sure that we were consistent with the time. You don't want to go too slow, otherwise it could start eating away at the metal, because it's a grinder, and this is metal, and, well, grinder grinds metal. Metal grinder. So, moving on to step 2. And when you're doing this on step 2 and step 3, these orange buddies right here, if you push them, they will move. You see that? Okay, so you don't want to push on them too hard. You just kind of want to let that be your guide. And you can take a look. And the more I get sharpened, the shinier the edge gets. Okay, and then you'll follow with step 3. And you can see here, I've sharpened this quite a bit. So it is, I mean, you can see how much it has taken it away. But you know what? Let's face it, a sharp knife is better than a dull one, so it will wear down over time. It is metal. Let's wipe it off. You can see. Orange knife, pay attention to what you're doing. And it should just cut right through it. And now I realize that you can't really tell what the pressure's like because you're not holding the knife, but just go with me. It should just cut right through it like butter, okay? So anyway, this is knife sharpening. Make sure that safety first, pay attention to what you're doing, and when you're done sharpening all your knives, make sure to clean them so that you don't get all those metal shavings in your food. Depending on how often you use your knives, you might want to do this once a week, you might want to do it once a month. I don't recommend doing it every single day. You can hone those with a steel instead, but it's always good to make sure that your knives are sharp, because please remember that dull people are boring, dull knives are dangerous. Thanks for joining me today on our little lesson on how to sharpen your knives. I'll see you next time. The Hustling Crafter out. I am crafting and I'm hustling. I'm the Hustling Crafter. The hustling crafter. Hustling crafter, always hustling. Hustling out, crafting on. Hustling crafter. Hustling crafter. Hustling crafter? Hustling crafter. The hustling crafter. The hustling crafter. Not British. The hustling crafter. The hustling crafter. Hustling, 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 hustling. Crafter. And knife sharpening. And knife sharpening. Hustling crafter is knife sharpening. Sharpening knives. Because why? Right here. Right here. Dull people are boring. Dull knives, dangerous. That's right, I am dangerous. Make sure you have enough clearance. What's your clearance, Clarence? Now it's getting weird. Hustling crafter, out.